Hey Legionnaires, and welcome back. We're here with another 1212 AD siege for you today, and as you can tell from the title, this is the Siege of Constantinople. It's 1453. The Byzantine Empire has never been smaller than this, and it is now under threat as its capital, and it is under threat from the Ottoman Empire. And yes, in history, the city does fall, the Byzantine Empire becomes no more, and the Roman dream is gone. But are we going to see that today? Are we going to see the Byzantine Empire be defeated once again? I don't know. We'll have to see. But we do have cavalry coming in here. We have Ottoman cav slamming on in just about now. In they come. And this, I think this is like a light shock cav coming in here. Not getting the greatest charge. It's killing like 20 odd men. But we've got some Byzantine cav coming in here to try and stop them. But yes, there was about like 100,000 like Turks at this battle, and then like about 7,000 Byzantine troops along with mercenaries and things like that. So the numbers are not looking too great in their favor. We have 7,500 against 5,000, 5,900 originally, but a few have died since then. We also have escalation on. We have it on escalation 2 because this is supposed to represent like the city's been in the siege for weeks, months, and the walls are pretty battered. The city's like under fire at this point in history as well. Constantinople used to be a city of 1 million people, and it's now a city of about 50,000 people. So yeah, it's not looking in great shape, to be honest. And you can see down here we actually have some Despot Spears. They're routing some Javis that are trying to get off the wall here. We have some Gazmuloi here that are on the wall. I don't know if they can actually get some. There's one poor guy down there that just got stabbed up. Rip in peace to him. But yeah, so the Ottomans have got a few advantages. But, I mean, the Byzantines have got some pretty nasty things up their sleeves. They've got fire throwers back here. They've got pikes. They've got pole arms. They've got the elite shock infantry and the Anglo-Varandri. These guys can go and get themselves 300 kills plus if they can get themselves in a good position. They have got the defense on their side. They can make the Ottoman army bleed if they do this correctly. And I believe they can. I mean, obviously the Ottomans have some strong units as well. They have plenty of janissaries. They've got some cavalry. They've got Scipii cav. They've got their own gunners and stuff like that. It's going to be a tough fight for the Byzantines, that is for sure. But yes, if you're enjoying the 1212 AD content, I would like to see some more. Do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're on here, and a comment to show your support. As always, it's very much appreciated. And yeah, can't thank you guys enough for all the support. And if you want to get involved in some of these cool scenarios as well, then feel free to join the Discord. The link is down below in the description. And you are more than welcome to join. Also, I will just make a disclaimer. I don't know if any of you have seen, if you've seen the notifications, whether in the Discord or whether you pay attention to announcements on the channel. I have released some merch. So if you want to get yourself a hoodie or get yourself a jumper, or you know what, maybe you want to go and get yourself, I don't know, like Noah History fans, you know what, you might like this channel. You know what, we'll buy him some merch and you go and indoctrinate him into our weird cult of watching battles and thousands of men die. But yes, no, if you want to go and check out the merch, I'll leave a link for the the website on the in the description as well. And there is also a discount code of Pope10, Pope in caps. I'll probably, hopefully, post credit Popes put something up on the screen, maybe showing off one of the bit of merch and the discount code. If he hasn't, tell him off in the comments. Post credit Pope. But yes, so there is merch out. If you want to go and get some and support the channel, then feel free to do so. And also look pretty cool in some PopeJohnPaul merch. But there you go. Anyway, on with the battle. And as you can see here, while we've been waiting for the battle to get underway, there's been a bit of skirmishing. We've had some janissary gunners here. They've been firing at these swordsmen here. We also got some of the Byzantine's own gunners back here. These guys, Skopetsia? I don't know if that's how you say it. But these guys also firing. They are firing through their own men, though. That's going to do damage to morale and also kill their own men. They are also using archers here, some Krekia Guard. They are doing some damage as well. But yes, you can see here, these gunners getting hit hard. He's got a guy here. He's just like, oh, let me rest. Yeah, I do love the gunners' luck. I mean, they are awesome. There's also artillery going off. I think a mortar. Yeah, we have a mortar on the back line. I think that might be what's firing. Or maybe the Great Bombard. We do have that as well here today, because there was famously a Great Bombard at Constantinople, and it did do a lot of damage to the walls. Yeah, here we go. We've got some heavy shock cav that snuck around and it's coming in for the Janissary gunners, and here it comes. Really nice charge there by the Byzantine. Some of the last nobility of the Byzantines that is here in Constantinople. We also now have some Delhi light shock trying to chase them down, trying to do some damage. Need to get these Janissaries out of there. We also got some Javis here. These guys are probably going to get pretty beaten up. Both these units really vulnerable to cav. But a really, really nice charge here by the Byzantines, doing what he needs to do. We also now have Balkan nobles in here. And we also have swords coming up to try and support this. But they're getting shot by their own gunners and also now getting charged by cav. So that is, yeah, this is costly. I mean, this is a full unit of infantry. This has been, like, routed by cavalry charges. Also a mix of the gunners and the, like, the fire arrows. That's probably also not helped. But now we can surround this cavalry unit. And it's in real trouble now. And there you go, the Balkan nobles, which have changed allegiances, once maybe have been under the rule of the Constantinople, and now under the control of the Ottoman Sultan. But yes, I mean, you've got one of the general's bodyguard back here. I don't know which one we'd say is the Byzantine general. Maybe this one. Shall we say this one? Because he's further back. But I mean, look at it. Look at it. Looks glorious, you know. Really does. Burning city. We really need to use escalation more, because I think it really does add to, like, the cinematics. Like, you could just see the Hagia Sophia on fire. Oh, it is glorious. But yeah, so it seems as though most of the Ottoman armies are inside. This one's taking a little bit longer because it had to capture a gate. It didn't actually have a breach to go through, and they're also using the walls. But yeah, they are making their way in. They've got the Janissaries, they've got grenadiers, they've got things like Nafatoons, which is obviously very key. We're seeing, like, the Javis did survive, as did my gunners just about, but both really banged up. Got very few men left. This light shock cab, by the way, it moves. It's so quick. But it is going to try and get a charge off here. I think I was just using it as sacrificial lamb now. I was like, you know what, screw it. If you're going to just stand there with your swords, I'm just going to charge you with my cavalry. And then I go. I mean, the gunner's firing again. They're still firing in the back of their own men. So, I mean, it is a bit of a risk. There you go. I mean, this Delhi light cav is about to just get annihilated and killed, which is probably not a good use of it, but it was already at 30 like men. It's a light shock cav. They haven't got great armor, so I was like, screw it. They can go and die. They got a few more kills, like another like 20 kills there in that charge. That's pretty good. We are about to see we got a standoff here between some despot spears, some swords. So it looks like they're going to try and use some stuff. We've got some Paramanoi. This is some pretty good sword infantry here. There is a lot of mercenaries in this army. We got a lot of Italians. We're going to bring some Spaniards if we get a 4v4. We have only got a 3v3. There was a Spanish like force that was supposed to be here, because the Spanish actually did bring a lot of mercenaries to this fight to come and support. They were one of the few, like the Catalans were one of the few peoples of Europe to come and support, along with the Italians. Here we go. We've got swords going in now, taking on these despot spears. I mean, I think they were in shield walls, so they should do okay. Also, they're getting shot by archers. Like, they're getting shot by this general back here. Here we go. Also about to see axes going over here, because it seems like the Byzantines not wanting to hold this area anymore. They're making a general retreat, but we are about to see a charge from the axes. Hold the line for Byzantium! And here come the axes. I mean, it's a light axe infantry unit, but the axes on a charge pretty deadly. If you focus this unit down a little bit, it would probably lose its effectiveness really quickly, because they get, like I said, light axes, very little like armor. But I do like that they've added axe like units. They're like different, like slightly different from shock infantry, but they're like a cheap version of shock infantry, I feel. Just how they hold their axes and stuff like that. Just how I see it. But they are winning. They're winning decisively because they got a good charge. This light axe infantry is actually really good. It's a bit like a glass cannon. It's got a good punch to it, but like it can like die really quickly if you just shoot it slightly. If you just shoot it ever so slightly, you'll kill it. Over here, Despot Spears also being held back. I don't think there's any fighting anywhere else yet. Yeah, no. The Ottomans are a little bit slow in getting into the city. Maybe they're a little bit wary. They're like, oh, got to be careful. Don't know what traps the Byzantines have set for us. And rightly so. I hope you guys are enjoying the siege. If you are, like I said, feel free to support the channel. But I also hope you're having great days. And this is just like a cherry on top. A glorious siege. One of the most famous sieges. And one of the most famous like points in history. Probably this is. The fall of Constantinople. The end of the Roman Empire. And how the mighty have fallen. I mean, these swords are getting beaten. And they're actually routing. Look at that. That axe unit, like, taking, what, like 30 casualties, killing an entire unit there off. Really good. Could possibly do that again, but that's the problem with axe infantry. They do, like, I mean, this light axe infantry unit is, like, very, very, like, weak. This unit's actually starting to waver. And they are pulling back. I mean, the Byzantine, the Janissaries here should have really pushed up and attacked that. Well, they were chasing the way, but you can see the Janissary billmen are on their way. Already sending in the elite Janissaries to try and clear out some of these streets. I think my light axes I sent in the wrong direction because they're still chasing down routing troops. But I really should be able to catch this sword unit here. It's a bit of a shame that I could not. I'm now moving on to, with my forces over here, moving on to the pike line here, which has already taken a bit of a beating. I think that's from archers or artillery. But it's joined by some spears. This is going to be a formidable force here. Like, look at that. Oh, the shields look amazing. They really do. And the banner as well for Byzantium. The two-headed eagle. Yeah, but the pike's looking through there. It's gonna be tough. But here we go. We've got artillery coming in. We have a mortar firing. The mortar, is, by the way, has incredible range. So far back it can fire. You don't even need to bring it close. Yeah, incredible range. And this thing just like can get multiple hundred kills. Like, if you blob things up, that's a mortar's like bread and butter. But it seems as though we have... Yeah, I unfortunately saw my cavalry. I was chasing the swords that were running away, and I did not really pay attention. And I did kind of get caught out and lose a few men there, a few Balkan nobles. But we have this light axe infantry carrying on, doing what it can, get a few more kills. I think it's probably going to get beaten back here. It's facing fresh swords and spears. But it's okay, because there's despot spears on the way. Some more Balkan troops that are being forced to fight for the Ottoman cause. Then again, they were probably forced to fight for the Byzantine cause as well for hundreds of years, so they're used to it. But yeah, you got a general here. He's just popping rallies. He's just, you know, just rallying everyone at the front lines. It's not a bad idea. Really good use of the general, actually. Got like gunners back here. They're already got fire throws already at this like barricade here. Kind of a smart idea if like they come and try and take out this barricade, just burn them. But I mean, on this barricade, you're also very vulnerable to just archer fire. You could just be taken out whenever you like. If the enemy brings up archers, they could just focus you down. Unfortunately, my axes did break, but we did break the swords as well. That's what spears are in here. I mean, they're heavy spears against medium spears. Heavy is the Ottoman units. They do look pretty heavy, very armor clad. A sword? You're spearmen! You're not allowed any swords. How dare you? What do we got back here? Mortar toy guard. These are actually really good, like bow units. They are pretty good. I mean, they look very elite. Like, we've not really seen all of the Byzantine units, I feel. But yeah, look at these guys. They look awesome. Mortar toy guard. They're glorious. I really like their shields as well. The shape of their shields. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. But yeah, we are now engaging here. So they did actually fall back. They managed to sneak back and fall back. So I was like, let's go for the general. Like, there's a general over here. There's like this cavalry here. Go for the general, but no. Instead, goes in for the swords. Wants to get an easy charge on these swordsmen, which is not a bad idea. In they go, smashing into the swords. I think this is a Paramanoi. Yeah, this is a really good sword unit. Heavy melee infantry. Like, not a unit you want to mess around with in melee combat. But, I mean, the cavalry here doesn't even care about it. It's just like, yeah, screw it. I'm just going to just charge in. The pikes are actually losing, decisively. They are light pikes. They're not, like, the greatest in the world. But you thought they'd be able to hold off a sword unit here. A Voynich sword. But, apparently not. I mean, it also doesn't help that they have, like, massive morale and melee defense. And, melee defense and melee attack debuffs. But that is... But here we go. The general is in combat. He's going to get out of there, and where's the cavalry? Cavalry really needs to follow. If this cavalry follows up, it kills so much of this general unit, because as you pull a unit out of combat, like that general has just there, in artillery, it's like costly. You lose so many men. You can see my spears desperately trying to chase him, and the cavalry now as well. They did turn away when they should have just carried on chasing him. And they did shoot him with a bow, but that's not really going to do much. And instead, he's now sending back his CPI cav. Looks like he's going to go for the sword unit, this Paramanoid that's coming up. It's trying to flank my Voynich swords here that are engaged, but I don't know if they were really going to achieve too much. Also with the cavalry on the way, yeah, in it goes. Charges this Paramanoid, and this, unfortunately, this Paramanoid is probably going to die. Got spears now in here, Mortatory Guard now going in here with ammo left. It's a shame, but they are pretty good archers. They should hold the line for a little while. The spear's breaking. Over on this side as well, we're seeing infantry engage. The Byzantines just under siege everywhere. We've got some, what is this unit here? Vlastel Sisi. I presume that's like another Eastern European, like, at this point, I mean, the Ottomans, even though they hadn't captured Constantinople, did hold a lot of Balkans. These are probably more like Balkan, Serbian, Hungarian troops, stuff like that. There you go. They are moving up. It's still not attacked on this far side over here. Still waiting. They're being really passive. Really, really passive. They have broken the pikes. And the Voynich swords down there, just mopping up the last of them. We've also seen a cav go to the back of this Mortatory Guard. That's a real shame. Real shame. A, that we missed it, and that the Mortatory Guard is not able to get more kills. What have we got here? Kreki Guard. These are probably pretty good in combat as well. They are another guard unit. They got a sword and shield, so I mean, they must be okay, but they are getting attacked by axe infantry, so that's also not a good sign. And there we go, cav coming to the back, rear charging these Kreki Guard, and just, yeah, that's good night Vienna for this first little defense over here as well. It's now on to the next line of defense. We have actually, I did actually focus down the Greek fire throwers. They were on this barricade here, and I brought up my Janissaries, as you can see here, and I focused these guys down. And yeah, they are no more, unfortunately. Those fire throwers are no more. Swords though engaging here against the spears. Spears should hold for a little while. Can these, I mean, again, these gunners, it's a shame they can't get back, because if these gunners get onto the barricade, they would be able to get some really good shots, but they're currently shooting into the back of their own troops, which is doing damage to morale. Minus 13 morale. Look at that, the cavalry charging in as well. There, I mean, they're doing some damage to my cavalry, but I'm going to kill the spear unit off when it still has 91 men in it. That's just a huge, huge loss there. And I didn't really need cav at this point. Cav is kind of out of the game. Also, by the way, this Java unit has been left all the way at the back here, and these guys have just been left to, like, just look at themselves. That's just kind of funny. I also think I didn't realize until later that they used a fire siphon here, and they killed so many Ottoman troops actually coming in here. Killed a lot of Ottoman troops with a fire siphon. So that was kind of like, it's a shame they didn't defend the walls in that sense, because that fire siphon maybe on the walls supporting their troops could have been huge. But it's nice to see that we're fighting inside Constantinople's like streets. We don't often see that, I feel. Yeah, we now have the gunners engage in combat, but they're still firing actually in the back line, still firing onto the swords that are in front of them. It's a bit risky. You may hit your own men. Look, literally they're firing in like point blank range here. Can't miss. Yeah, combat even, shaken by recent casualties. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Being shot by point blank range by archers. Unfortunately, these gunners break. And now they can take out this barricade. I mean, what can they bring up? More gunners. Oh no, this is not a good sign. Yeah, these gunners, get them on the barricade, they can just kill so much. It's going to be really, really tough to destroy this barricade at the moment. I mean, the best way to get them out of there would be to get these Janissary archers, like get them in the side and start firing into the gunners. That would be what I'd suggest. Here we go. Desperately going to try and destroy this barricade in time. Oh, the gunner's going to volley off. Oh, this is going to be brutal. Yeah, that is nasty. I mean, that's doing a lot of damage to morale. I'm waving my troops here. If they can get another volley off. They aren't the quickest firing, that's the thing. There you go, they did actually break my swords. The spears, they're shaking as well. One more volley and they can do it. I presume the barricades, like, I don't know how strong it's doing. Look like it's doing okay. They have now engaged over on the other side on the far left. Not looking too great here. Paramanoid beating the Voynich swordsman. We're now seeing Janissaries getting sent in. Janissary shock infantry. The first Janissary shock infantry to make it into the actual, into the fight. The Paramanoid, they're holding. I mean, they are starting to lose now. What we're going here, more just like swords in here as well. As I think it's the shock infantry getting in here, it's just turning this fight around. These Mortatoid Guard, you maybe just get a better angle. I don't know what they're firing at, but I mean, they can shoot these light bows. I guess that'll be a viable target. Or they might want to shoot the these pole arms back here, these Janissary pole arms. But yeah, still doing our best. We're actually losing here. I've got light axes losing, and also the gunners have been forced back. They've taken a few casualties, but not too many. But they are going to allow this barricade to be destroyed now. Yeah, axes losing here, which is not a good sign. But there's still plenty of Ottomans that can come up and replace them at the moment. I mean, yeah, these axes here are getting shot in the side, I think. I'm not sure by who, but they are getting hit. They're getting hit by more Mortatoid Guard. They're getting hit, yeah, really hard, actually. And that's what's changing the balance of power in favor of, well, like, not balance of power, but changing the balance of this battle here in favor of the Byzantines. Because they've just got the flanking shots. It's what they need to do in a lot of their fights. I mean, it does help that these are light axes. We're seeing more light axes getting thrown in. These guys are the expendable troops, it seems. And I was about to see like a spear and polearm matchup here. I mean, there's light pikes here. I'm actually retreating the polearms. They may have been able to fight with these pike units, but here we go. We're gonna see these spears also retreated. I think it's just to try and bait the pikes in. Can hit them on two different flanks here. The axe is starting to win here, which is a good sign for the Ottomans. And it also seems as though progress has been made here. We've got the swords breaking. The Italicon also being broken. I don't know what they were shot by. Mortatoid Guard here getting shot up by archers as well of the Ottomans. And we have Anglo-Varangioi now in here. These boys may stop the tide. They are losing, actually. Oh my gosh. Maybe even the Varangians can't stop them at the moment. Fight! Fight and die for your emperor. You are the emperor's bodyguard. Is death or dishonor? They are fighting the Janissaries, which I guess are like the elite troops of the Byzantines as well. They are like the bodyguard of the Sultan. So there's two bodyguards up against each other. Yeah, there's also just numbers. They're starting to flank them here as well, you can see. Flanking these Byzantines, and that's these Varangians flanking them. That can't be doing anything good. The next line of defense is a lot further back. I'm surprised his Cav's not come up this Hippopronoi. He could have maybe hit some flanking charges, done some damage. Seems like they're running out of ammo a little bit over here. It's got some more Janissaries though still to come. Italicon being broken here. Looks like I think they fought over the barricade here. It's pretty brutal. But there you go. And now we kind of hold this little square here as well. And we can take this. We get a bit of a battlefield-wide morale bonus. But that's not that as important to us. But we take away from the Byzantines, which is just as important. And my mortar's still coming in, shooting on some stuff. We've got the Janissaries down here. They're beating the pikes. My spears have actually managed to sneak up here before these two engaged and got in against the crossbows, which have nowhere to go. They're stuck in this little complex here. Artillery still going off the Italicon, not happy with that. May need to hold fire with the mortars. It's getting a little bit danger close. Vigila here getting hit hard by mortars still. But yeah, the Janissaries up against that Vigila. I don't think the Vigila stand much chance. They are mere townsmen. Oh god, I don't like this. Don't like the camera around this arch, but you can sort of see what's going on. Just a few of these Voynich swords getting sent in. As you can see here, it looks as though the Italicon and another barricade here. Got some really good positions with these barricades. Gonna just shoot these Solark archers maybe. They need to open fire. Here we go. Yeah, I mean they're gonna just brutally murder these Solark archers, you imagine. Again, crossbows are pretty slow firing. If you had bows on here, you'd do a lot better. But it looks like they're actually just gonna retreat. And they're just going to get ready with the swords, which, I mean, fair enough. But, I mean, you could have at least held this barricade. I feel like barricades are a really good way of killing and mass routing units. You can kind of do a lot of damage with them. We've got Cav here, Hippoparamonoi. They're getting ready. There's a Voynich sword here. I mean, they could charge that. That's just a sword unit. They don't want to charge spears and they don't want to charge pikes. But here we go. Cav coming in. They're going to form shield wall. That won't stop them. There you go, the Cav runs through this unit. Spear's now on the way up, so they need to get out of there. A really good charge there, and that's just killed that entire Voynich sword unit. The Cav's going to get out with, like, no losses. Just about 2. So really, really good charge there. And that's why you don't leave swords just, like, on their own, just isolate like that. I mean, I'm going to see, looks like the Cav, I don't know, if they're going to, they need to defend this flank, really, the Byzantines. If they don't, they can just get flanked pretty easily, but because there's no Cav on the way. Scipii Cav. But here we go. He's going to charge into the shock infantry. I think the Byzantine player knows he's done for. He's got to defend this street with his Cav. He's going to charge the shock and do some decent damage. The spears now come in, and the Cav's going to rear charge. And this is good night Vienna for the Cav here. That's a shame. Some Byzantine nobles gave their lives to defend this street. We've got a decent amount of kills. They killed like an entire like sword unit. They've done some pretty decent damage to the swords, to the shock. Sorry, but yeah, the mix of like Cav and spears and support is just not to be. Oh, we've got more Cav coming down. We've got a general here. Maybe you can crush them. You never know. General here just crushing it, trying to crush these Scipii, but they are winning. I think the general, I don't know what's happening to the general. He kind of like looked like he pulled through a bit. I'm not sure. Maybe just not winning in the charge. That could also be the thing. We've got guard archers here. Engaged with the swords. I mean, they haven't got the greatest of armor, but they seem like they're okay in combat. They also have funny looking hats. We'll go back over to the other flank. Boy, this is absolutely just mess in here in this like choke point. This is a grind choke point here. Yeah, there's just a lot of numbers in here. Just a lot of everything. We're now seeing, oh, they're firing them. Scipii Cav, fair enough. Got a whole bunch of troops up here. We've got Voynich swords, we've got Janissary polearms, Flatter CC, like Lastel Sisi. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. Yeah, we've got plenty of troops here. We've got gunners waiting at the other end there. This is a pretty long, like, corridor, or like a pathway here. If these gunners can get a couple of good volleys off, that's pretty good. There you go. There's a general that's already dead. That is the one that charged in there, and they did actually send in their own general here. I think this is the Sultan himself that came in. So the Sultan is getting his blade wet with the blood of the Byzantines, and now they can just push up. I mean, they can't. I don't think they can see everything up here, but there's just more to guard up here. It's the general. There is a lot of ways in here. Seems like the Byzantines are protecting mainly this square here. I don't know if they realize that this is their cap point here. The cap point is here. The square is doesn't mean anything to them. It's just a hippodrome here. Yeah, the gunner is getting shot at by the janissaries. They need to open fire. I mean, they can't get into loose formation either because of how just small this corridor is. But the gunners trying to do their bit. We now got the Javis up as well. They'll do some damage. Yeah, you can see the Ottoman troops. They're tired. They've seen a lot of action, but now they charge in. And we have the Anglo-Varangioi. Oh god, these guys going in. I mean, this is a contained space. These guys could just rip through these units. Try and get a better angle. Okay, that's probably the best we're going to get. Yeah, the Anglo-Varangioi down here. They're against spears. Shock against spears. The best matchup for shock there is. They are designed to take out spears. You can see already Despot spears losing decisively. The swords behind my allies' swords may do okay. We're seeing pole arms as well come down here. We've got some Italian like mercenaries coming down here. Some Latin con. Here to join and serve and die for the Empire. They don't even have any affiliation with, just mere gold. Got some Peltasts here getting ready. Some more Italicon. I think they're just getting ready to retreat. We're seeing Mortar Guard now get down here. I mean, they could have maybe retreated these guys. They have no ammo, so they're going to hold the street for a little longer, and the axes go in. There's Mortar Guard. They've given, they're sacrificing their lives to save others, to set up their defense. It was also one of the worst charges that Axe unit did, by the way, I've ever seen. I think they just didn't even realize what was going on. They were just like, you know what? Screw it. They are winning. Well, they were for a moment. Yeah, they're winning. Don't know against who. Maybe against the routing troops, because the combat is even, apparently, for the Mortar Guard. Yeah, we've got a whole bunch of troops. I mean, what are the numbers there? 5,000 against 1,900. So, I mean, there is a bit of an advantage. But, I mean, that is kind of like the case, how it was in history. The Byzantines didn't have that many troops, while the Ottomans seemed to have endless troops. They just had a huge army. One that would threaten Europe for many, many more years to come. That is for sure. Janissaries coming up. They do look glorious. And the city is so like is 75% damage now. Minus 40. I don't think that's changed. I don't know if that's changed. I feel like it had, but maybe not. I thought we destroyed more, maybe destroyed some more in the ensuing fighting, but maybe not. We're going to see Voynich swords up here. We've got Solak archers as well. There are Nafatoons up here. I'd like to see them maybe get into action. We brought them for a reason, to see some Nafatoons in action. We've got cavalry down here. They're just routing the Mortar Guard. We've got some Javis as well ready. They probably want to get these guys back. I mean, they are trying to probably just get some easy kills. But the Javis could also just get charged in like a second by these swords here. If they make a move, here they go. And the Javis are now going to be in combat. I don't know why they just... Javis can throw over lines of battle. Certainly are more flexible in doing that than, say, gunners or crossbows. So we've got Cav in here. We've got Voynich swords. They're just going to cut these poor Peltasts down, sadly. We have Anglo-Varangioi down here, though. They have come out and they are now fighting the swords here. And this is going to be a victory here for the Byzantines. The Anglo-Varangioi just chopping up these four swords. I think this might be the last Anglo-Varangioi. They're going to actually retreat. They probably could have routed that unit. It was wavering. They're going to pull out. They're going to lose men for it. Maybe they're going to try and rear charge these solar archers. I think they are. Yeah, here we go. Rear charge on the solar archers. This guy looks behind him. He's like, oh god, Varangians! And in they come. I mean, if they can rout all these archers, that's pretty huge. They in fact broke themselves at 108 men? Oh my gosh, how? That's huge. And Gunners breaking at 78. Got a general over here in combat. He's actually just been routed by the Sultan and some spears. Maybe that's got the reason why. Maybe that's why the Varangians broke. That is just really unfortunate. The other Varangian unit is down here though. Still holding for now. 59 men is losing, but it's facing pole arms. Got Javis back there still jabbing away. I mean, the Ottomans are now fully in. They're onto the last stand here. The Byzantines, they've held for a long time. Like they may have not like damaged the Ottomans greatly. Like they have still got a lot of men, but they've held for a long time. Actually, like they could have run the time down. We've got a polearm line here. This is a pretty beefy line of infantry. It's probably the thickest, like the most stacked line of infantry I've seen yet in this battle. We've got archers in here, multi guard. We've got spears, polearms. Yeah, it's a pretty beefy line here. They are making sure you cannot get through this line. Guard archers here. Not making any sort of progress. I think I just fired. Was that my mortar firing? I think it might have been. I'm not sure. Oh no, we have Nafatoons up. Here we go. Are these guys going to throw? There they are, back there. Here they go, throwing their pots. And they don't get like many kills. I mean, they can get lots of kills, but it's more of the morale damage they do, which is more important. Here we go. That's a volley. Arrows coming in, like Nafatoons coming in, and they're killing their own men for sure. These Solak archers are definitely going to die. They're gonna break. Look at that spear wall and like, oh, it's glorious. And then like holes put into it by the Nafatoons. God, war is hell. I don't know. I think they're overshooting now. They're trying to shoot those. Oh, that was a good hit. That was a really good hit. I mean, yeah, oh my, yeah, brutal. These are brutal shots coming in right now. And the thing is, it's morale. Like, the morale being done is -9, plus a further -14 morale because of desolation. That's what's going to be doing the damage to these troops. They just don't know what to expect. Oh, beautiful. Keep it up, boys. Keep it up. See him wavering now, starting to come into effect. Just because that sheer morale that I was talking about, entity mass as well, -30. It's like, it's not, like, it doesn't help. Like, stacking lots of troops here clearly just gives you debuffs. Yeah, morale not looking good. Spears breaking, mortar guard also starting to waver at 30 men. Seeing a lot of Ottoman troops getting set up now. Janistry's getting ready to go in. We've got some light axes still alive down here somehow. Thought we killed them all. Still explosions going off everywhere. But yep. Oh jeez, these poor Byzantines. If they hadn't already gone through enough, they're now getting just shelled with explosive pots. Imagine dying to an explosive piece of pottery. Bit embarrassing way to go. And there you go, the polearm starts to waver, and when they break, then it's like the floodgates will open. We also have a push over here. We actually have Janistries that are winning against swords here. Paramanoia in the Latin corner here. Possibly, actually no, they're in the front lines, I was going to say. And we've got more Ladincon here ready to go. We have a general as well. He's pretty weak. He's seen better days. But they're holding here. We've got swords being thrown in. There's not much in the way that's left. Archers focusing down these spears. Yeah, it's just a rough day for the Byzantines, and it's going to be the end of their empire by the looks of it. What we've got coming up here? Janissaries. Going to send the other pole arm unit to the front, I have a feeling. Oh, brutal hit of mortars there, and in go the shock infantry against the spears. That's a good matchup again. Like I said, for shock infantry, they're designed to take out the spears. They break them pretty quickly. And now, I mean, they're now just going to hold here with the Ladincon. I mean, they can... Oh, these guys are all broken as well. That's a shame. But the floodgates are open. There's another general here. Or is that the only one? Oh, that's what I was meaning. That's the only general left. So I guess this guy's the Emperor. He's the last general alive. When carrying a prolonged melee like this is not going to do well. They are starting to waver. Once that general breaks, you imagine these Ladincon will break as well. And there you go, they are breaking. And that is the siege of Constantinople. It does seem as though the Turks will win. And they will hold Constantinople. And they will make this great city their own capital. And they will actually revive it. And the Hagia Sophia certainly needs rebuilding a little bit. It's not looking too great. It's seen better days. And there you go, a decisive victory for the Ottomans. It wasn't necessarily the closest one in the world, but it was quite cinematic. And it was quite nice to see the fall of the Nicene Empire. Or not the Nicene Empire, the Byzantine Empire. We did use Nicaea, because there's no like united Byzantine roster. But yeah, that was a really, really fun one. I really did enjoy it. And... yeah, it was a cool little scenario that was set up, and there's some really, really big kills here that we've got. 131 kills for a Despot Spear, 347 kills for a Voynich Swordsman, 258 for my axes here. I mean, most of my axes did really well, with this one especially. Gunner 79 kills, Cav 195, and my Mortar 92. Then we have Mythic, 205 kills for a Shotgun, 258 for this one here, 103 for the Despot Spears. His Voynich Sword's getting 155. His Solo Guard Archers 285 kills. 199 with his Cav. 245 with another Cav unit. 159 with his Nafatoon. So really good kills there. Adams playing as the Ottoman Sultanate as well. The final one. His Despot Spears getting 192 kills. Janissary's getting 99. It's Vlata Sisi here 172. Janissary's 213. His light axe is getting 184, and his great bombard 109 kills. Then we have Bad Omens playing as the Emperor of Nicaea. He's got 116 kills with his Anglo Varangioi. They did their best. I mean, and then what else? Mortoy Guard doing well, 231 kills. Then we've got Cyrus the Great playing as another Nicaean army. 112 kills with his gunners on 101 kills with his Cav. Did really well with them early game. Then we have Hoost playing as the final Byzantine army. 104 kills with his Anglo Varangioi. 92 kills with the Ladincon here. 95 kills with the swords, and 125 kills with these cavalry here. So they did their best, but their best was unfortunately not enough. The Byzantine Empire has fallen, and now is the rise of Islam. Thank you guys. I hope you liked it. If you did, do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're around here, and a comment to show your support. Feel free to check out the Discord and the merch if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.